What's up guys, my name's Necronic, your host on this Destiny tutorial. Today's video is going to be on the strike mission Devil's Lair. I'm going to be showing you how to get through effectively and efficiently on lower level and high level play. I did this on the weekly challenge, which made it level 22 and caused more arc burn damage, which basically meant that the enemies did a lot more damage than they should have. Making it a lot harder. So I'm just showing you exactly how to get through this mission in the best possible fashion at high level play, so you know how it works in the bigger game. So when you first start off the strike mission, what I recommend you do is just get on your Sparrow and just go to the area. There's really not a big point of wasting your time on the lower level guys, unless you're level like 5 to 8 or something and doing it on lower levels. It's really no point of wasting your time on these lower guys. Just get on your Sparrow and get all the way to the respawn restricted zone. If you are playing a higher level or the weekly challenge, it should be the higher level enemies right at this point here. Once you get to this point, it's very simple. You just do the normal play. This isn't a very difficult part. Just kill them off. It should be mostly red health, as well as some hive and some enemy fallen. Now the important part is this wave defense. Once you get to this generator, defending this against the enemies is actually quite difficult, because the first thing that comes out in every single wave is snipers. That should be priority number one. This is where we camp, behind these boxes in this area. I recommend you pretty much staying up here the entire game. One thing to mention is that the first wave has two parts, the second wave always has two parts, and the last wave always has two parts. The first part, you'll obviously see there'll be lots of snipers and captains out. By the time you kill most of them, some sharks will spawn, so I recommend you fall back until you get them, and then there's going to be basically just a couple of captains left. I use my shotgun and punch combo, and I love using it. Just do whatever you can to clean up the captains and make sure you live on that part. Once you get to the second wave, again, the snipers spawn in. The sniper should be always priority number one. On the weekly challenge, they have yellow health, so it's really annoying. So make sure you take care of the snipers. You should have somebody with a sniper rifle, and once you do that, you can take care of the captains. But after the snipers are taken care of and a lot of the captains, most of the enemies taken care of, a wave of invisible enemies will start to spawn. Now these invisible enemies are the ones that will fuck you up because of their ability to get up where you are. Now these visible enemies not only almost instant kill you, they're able to teleport up to your location up here. I don't know how it happens, so you can just see in the video that you just start to teleport. You're just standing there and they just appear. Make sure you're ready for that shotgun, always on your mind, or have a smash ready. It's always important. And once you've killed off all the invisible guys, then you're able to go down and finish off the captains. On wave 3, this is pretty much one where you have to let them fight each other. I know my teammate was down, and in the weekly challenge, you can't wait 30 seconds to respawn. You have to revive them, so I was pretty much stuck here with assault rifle all on my own. Just take care of all of the snipers, priority 1, and if you're taking a long time, the snipers will pretty much take care of all of the hive. I know both wizards went down, and that they were absolutely destructive. Once you take down most of the enemies and the main snipers, the sharks will start to spawn again, and you just have to take care of those. Sharks aren't really that difficult, and again, you can go mop up some more sharks and get everything sorted. And then the next half of this wave, again, is going to be those invisible guys. Keep in mind, these are the hardest enemies of this wave defense, just because their ability to insta-kill and teleport, like you just saw, up here for no goddamn reason. It's really annoying, but you always have to keep your shotgun ready. If you see them down below you, near you, then you got to make sure that you actually get that down. One thing I wanted to note is that actually the only reason that the game ends or the wave ends is because of the captains. Usually the captains are the last to kill, so whenever you finish off the last ones, that's usually when it ends. But the thing that requires you to break the lasers is the captain, so that's just something to keep in mind if you wanted to go through it quickly. This next area, I recommend you do a two-pronged attack. If you have 3 people or 2 people, make sure you get in 2 different positions where the spider tank has to turn to attack you, because it's very important. What I do is I go up on the left side and I take care of most of the enemies on the left side as well as the middle with my assault rifle and killing everything. My other teammate has to take care of all the snipers with his sniper rifle. The vandals up on the top right, on the right side, and in the middle there's a bunch of snipers that will just destroy your day. Then you have to move up on this captain if you don't kill him on the other side, but make sure you watch out for the spider tank because he is significantly overpowered. But here's where the strategy of the spider tank comes into play. This room is the most important room. And again, it's also important if you have a teammate that's on the middle side to take the spider tank's attention, so he has to turn and look at him. By the time he looks at him, you come out, so you have to turn back to look at you. So what you have to do is just keep on waiting for him to shoot his red shots, or whenever you see him charge up his blue, you just go into the room. The enemies will not follow you in the room, and if you go farther up the stairs, the spider tank will not be able to hit you. So just keep pop shotting the legs until you have that. One thing to know is whenever he goes down, he releases some enemies, so keep that in mind. There will always be a captain with those guys, and as well as some normal guys, so keep that in mind. It's important. you might get just screwed over if you don't keep that in mind. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So you just go back and forth into the room. If he shoots you, gets ready to shoot you with the red, you have plenty of time to get out of the way. If he shoots you with the blue, you're going to do a lot of damage, and again, you have to get out of the way. The blue is usually the one that gets you killed. And having a second teammate, so having 3 people in your game, 2 people in the room, and having a third person out is really, really good strategy. Just be able to take the attention of the spider tank, so he has to take a long time to turn. Gives you a lot of time to kill him. And then after you kill the spider tank, obviously there's going to be a bunch of guys here. One thing to note is if you do die in this part right here, if the spider tank is dead, you already got your checkpoint, so you don't have to worry about it. And here's Sepix Prime. Usually he's the one that's easier to kill than the spider tank, but for some reason on the weekly challenge, he is absolutely bitch to kill just because he releases so many units with yellow health bars, which take about like 5 times more shots to kill, which is absolutely insane. Again, you can't wait for 30 seconds to spawn. One thing to note is that every time he teleports to the back, he releases enemies. So if you see some sharks coming up, you see some falling coming up, you need to get inside of the room. I show you a couple of times that room over to just to my left right now is the safe spot. When there's no enemies out, then you can come out here and start shooting him. Every time he teleports to the back there, you're going to spawn some more enemies. If you have a super sure, you should use it, but it's usually something that ends up getting you killed. So I recommend just staying in the room. You are safe here. Get all of your teammates in the room so you can revive each other and just pick off all of the enemies. And then once all of the enemies are down, then you can go to the next phase and start shooting off Sepix Prime. Again, it's really not that difficult. You just have to stay in this room and pick enemies off. I stayed here by myself while all of the other guys were dead, and I could not go revive them. So I just have to wait for them to pop out and just keep on putting ammo down range, and eventually I killed them all off to be able to revive all of my teammates. Again, on the weekly challenge, you cannot wait for the 30-second spawn, but again, this is a great place for waiting for the 30-second spawn because the enemies will not follow you in. Sometimes they do walk in if you're right next to the door, but for the most part, they're not going to walk in that room, so you're pretty safe. As well as Sepix Prime, he cannot get you there. Other than that, between rounds, just put damage down on Sepix Prime. He will go down eventually. Just aim at the eye. He does not do a lot of damage, but do not go close to him because his quote-unquote melee attack or his close-range attack is insanely powerful and pretty much instant kill you. So never go for the shotguns or the smashes or the melees on him. It really isn't worth it. And once you're done, you have to come over here and dance your ass off because it did take about 2 hours for me to complete that weekly challenge, so I was pretty happy when we finished. But anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. If you have any other maps that you'd like to see first, I'm going to be going through these mostly on the basis of the weekly challenge. If there's a certain weekly challenge for like the Venus mission, I'm going to be covering that Venus mission because I know there's going to be a lot of people wanting to cover it. And again, if you guys have Xbox One, you should definitely join me. I'm doing a lot of these, and the weekly challenge obviously gives you strange coins, but they don't give it to you the second time you do it, which is kind of annoying, but they do give you for the higher levels. But anyways, my name's been Chronic. I hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a like down below, and I want you to subscribe. Lots of Destiny videos coming soon, and I'll see you guys on the next video.